Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of our EAFC 25 career mode here with Bayern Munich. We are back today with another big episode as we continue our hunt for the Bundesliga trophy. Just 9 games left to play in the league, and with a 12-point gap we are in a very strong position. But before jumping into our first game of today's episode, we are going to find out who we'll face in the Champions League quarterfinals after our victory against Villarreal in the last 16 in the previous episode. It's AS Monaco. Okay, interesting two-legged affair that against the French side, who did actually do really well in the league phase, finishing top with 6 wins and 2 draws in their 8 games. So expecting that to be really difficult, taking on the French side, who, as I say, did really well in the group stage. But I do fancy our chances of progressing through to the final 4, but that will come later on, both legs in today's episode. But 2 big games to kick off in the Bundesliga. First off, as we host Frankfurt at the Allianz Arena, looking to extend our lead at the top with another big victory. At the moment, we just have to take things game by game until we close in on that Bundesliga title. Auf geht's, die Rotten. Yeah, a couple of big games early on in today's episode as we take on Frankfurt and Dortmund in the Bundesliga. And we mentioned in the previous episode about resting our players in the Bundesliga now that we've got that big gap at the top. And with the Champions League rolling back around, there is every chance that we are going to do that. Full strength here today, as we've got a 2-week break between our next fixture. So hoping to get the job done here to move us 1 win closer to that Bundesliga title, as backers rolled through and just couldn't get away. Yeah, I have to say as well, guys, apologies if I'm a little bit quieter than usual today. I am recording this really late on, as Jamal Musiala drills in the opening goal. But yeah, really late on. I'm recording it at about 1:30 in the morning, so I can't be too loud as I usually am in the recording. So a little bit more of a chilled out recording for you today. So I hope you guys don't mind, but we don't mind that. Jamal Musiala drilling in the opening goal with an absolute cracker into the top corner. No chance for the keeper, and he continues his fantastic form this season. Yeah, we've looked pretty sharp in these opening encounters here, moving the ball around nicely. Elise to Bakker, that's a lovely back heel, and Jamal Musiala always put it over. Well, that should have been 2, and as I say, we're playing some really lovely stuff in this opening half an hour, but too much power on it from Jamal this time. Oh, that's short, and no foul. Oh my goodness. What a ridiculous goal that is. No foul by Bakker. Must have got a little nick on the ball. And Michael Elise says, thank you very much, gobbles up the open goal and doubles our advantage. But what on earth were Frankfurt playing at here? And it's a strong tackle by Bakker, but he must have got a nick on the ball. Corner for Frankfurt here, 15 to play. Still, we lead by 2. Guendouzi to swing the ball in, it's loose. And that's a big save by Ronnie. Still not clear, and Ronnie's there again to bail us out. Desperate for that 19th clean sheet of the season. Sasha Boe goes down, and that's a dangerous ball in again, and Mensah does well, not once but twice, and we will clear and get it forward to Rojas. Now potentially a chance for the 3rd as he's dispossessed. Well, there is the whistle here in Munich, and a pretty comfortable victory for Bayern Munich. Damage done in the first half with the goals from Musiala and Elise, and although we couldn't add a 3rd in the second, we didn't need to in the end. Ronnie made a couple of big saves in that second 45, with around 15 to play to ensure we would see out the victory by 2-0. Well, with just 8 games to play, that 12-point gap still at the top for Bayern Munich. And yeah, I'm not trying to kid anyone, but it is our title to lose. It's all but done with only 8 games left to play. But the next instalment of Der Klassiker, as we travel to the Signal Iduna Park to take on Borussia Dortmund. Always a fun game in the fixture, and luckily for us there's no real pressure here as we've got that big lead at the top. Of course we do still want to win it, but with big games coming up in the Champions League, we have got one eye on those European clashes. Still looking for a win. Auf geht's, Die Rotten. Here we go then, underway in our second game of the episode, and in the snow here at the Signal Iduna Park. Great atmosphere as always, but yeah, another tricky set of conditions in the Bundesliga, and we didn't see a lot of snow in England. We've seen quite a lot of it here in Germany as expected, but to be honest, you know, normally these are huge games, but we're in such a healthy position in the Bundesliga that we can afford to lose probably half of our remaining games and still go on to win the league. So yeah, I'm not too fussed about the result, other than keeping our momentum and our form up heading into the Champions League. Yeah, that was a really poor first half here in the snow, and both sides really struggling to get the ball down and play in the snowy conditions. And yeah, it's just so difficult to play, man. I mean, I'm not complaining. I like that it's difficult in the snow, as it should be, but my God, it makes for some pretty tiresome games. As Dortmund coming forward, and we've given it back to them. What a save by Ronnie, as Jeremy Pino denied. Well, you can see both teams really struggling there, A, to play through one another, and B, to actually clear their lines. But we do eventually escape due to the save from Ronnie, and now Musiala brings it away. Jamal Musiala, nobody to pick out in the middle, finds Elise, who really should have found the back of the net, and both sides with big opportunities at the start of the second. Yeah, been a really poor game this, and there were chances at either end right at the beginning of the second half, but since then nothing of note, as Elise spins onto his left peg and hits it straight at Gregor Kobel. But I think we might be destined for a 0-0 draw here. Pretty tiresome game with very few chances and very tricky conditions. Well, there is the whistle, and as I predicted 20 minutes ago, we are destined for the 0-0. Pretty poor game in the snow, and only real one chance of note for either side, and they came within 2 minutes of each other. Jeremy Pino down one end, denied by Ronnie Schumacher, and then Michael Elise firing wide of Gregor Kobel's post. But yeah, not the greatest of games here at the Signal Iduna Park in a pretty tame Der Klassiker. Well, Maya also looks as if he picked up a knock in that game. I'm hoping that's not anything serious. And, well, it's semi-serious. He's going to be out for 4 weeks with that hyperextended knee injury. Now, that is a bit of a concern, because he is so solid at centre-back next to Gonzalo Inacio. Not too fussed about the Bundesliga games, but that Champions League semi-final to come, that is a big concern. Well, with the gap now being cut to 10 at the top of the table with Leverkusen winning, I'm not too worried about it. There's still only 7 games to play, but taking on Augsburg here away from home, there will be plenty of changes as this comes before our first leg against Monaco. No Matteo Maier, so we are looking a little bit short at centre-back, and with plenty of changes with that midweek fixture in mind, the backup brigade being tasked with bringing home the 3 points. Auf geht's, Die Rotten. Yeah, we are a little bit short in defence, so Gonzalo Inacio does start in defence next to Eric Dyer, but couldn't really make too many changes, because with that injury to Matteo Maier, as I say, we are looking a little bit short, and there's definitely an area of the pitch I will think about recruiting in the summer, because we are going to need a little bit more strength in depth. Merlin, nice take, and now Franz finds Rashford. Now Marquez brings it down brilliantly, and Marquez finds Uzun, and that's a big save. Hernandez into Chan, works half a yard. Uzun flashes it wide of the upright. Rashford in a very good position here. Still Marcus Rashford. Rashford going on, committing defenders. Uzun finds Kratzig, and there's Marquez. And that's a really good stop by the Augsburg keeper to deny him, because that came at him quickly. Rashford will float the corner into Eric Dyer, who got his header all wrong, but still waiting for the breakthrough. There's been quite a lot of pressure on that Augsburg goal, but thus far the backup brigade not able to find the breakthrough. But I trust them, that goal will come. Rashford waits for Kratzig on the overlap, and Franz away from the defender. Great opportunity this. Franz across to Marquez, and that's another good save. Augsburg playing some nice football out there, and oh, that's a good strike. Flag stayed down, and Ronnie had to turn it away. As I say, playing some nice football, Augsburg, as Carvajal takes that off the head of Ronnie, and Lima will clear forward to Marquez, trying to make a nuisance of himself, and Augsburg just about clear up at the back. Just cannot find a way through, and the referee doesn't even allow us time to build the attack and calls time on the game. And it's back-to-back 0-0 draws for Bayern Munich. The first one in the snow, the second one with the backup brigade. But nonetheless, it is 2 games without victory for Bayern heading into that first leg. We'll have our full-strength 11 back out and ready to go, so I'm still feeling confident that we will get the job done, but just starting to stumble and slow up a little bit in the Bundesliga. Right, well, first leg of the Champions League quarter-finals here at home in Munich at the Allianz Arena, and the rest of the quarter-final ties absolute crackers as well. So the semi-finals, if we are to get there, are looking like there will be some great lineups, but we've got to do our job first. We can't be thinking about the Final Four just yet. Of course, being at home, I'd love to take a strong aggregate advantage to France for the second leg. So a couple of goals here would be lovely. Auf geht's, die Rotten. Yeah, I mean, you say of the potential quarter-final opponents that Monaco were probably on paper the easiest team we could have faced. But you've got to remember, they did top the league phase with 6 wins and 2 draws in their 8 games. So clearly a strong side. I haven't checked how they're doing in France, but yeah, on paper, probably the easiest game that we could have faced. But football isn't played on paper, it's played on the pitch. Jamal Musiala and Chris Furyk is back there with him, but Musiala going on, and still Jamal needs a teammate. Musiala to Elise. Lovely run deflected, and the keeper did well to get a hand up. Elise wants it, and Elise gets it. Now Musiala got very good shape. Have AS Monaco. Kovacevic lets fly from range, and Marco Carnesecchi is equal to it, but Kovacevic straight back into position to win the header. Now Elise steps away from his man, still Michael Elise, and Bakker, and Duzan again, works half a yard. Duzan, this time Carnesecchi can't hold on to it and has to parry it behind for the corner. Free kick in a dangerous position, this Elise. Now he gets a lot of whip on these. I'm going to aim it sort of at Carnesecchi, and Michael Elise does get the whip on it, and it smashes off the crossbar, and Carnesecchi was getting nowhere near that. Great strike from Elise, and his free kick cannons off the upright. Not the first time we've had a free kick come off the crossbar this season, as Fonzie goes on, still battling, and Musiala looks to bend one into that bottom corner, and Monaco survive once again. Looking for that opening goal by Munich, but not able to find it just yet. Inacio got in a bit of trouble there, and the ball's slipped through. Oh, Newman, no, no. Well, I said the goal would come, and it's come for Monaco. And it's Aaron Neumann who stepped in for the injured Maya. Another of our summer signings with a big mistake at the back. It's clever play from Monaco and put on a plate for Jonathan David, who picks out the far corner out of the reach of Ronnie Schumacher. And despite all of our pressure, it's the French side that go a goal up here in Germany. 23 minutes to play here. Looking to my bench for some inspiration, because really struggling to find that goal at the moment. And Monaco looking comfortable. Yes, a full second leg to come, but I do not want to be heading into that trailing, and it could get even worse for us here. Oh, Inacio's in trouble. Had to bring down his man. And is that going to be a red? Oh my goodness, it's a straight red for Inacio. Well, things are going from bad to worse for Bayern Munich, and I thought I'd make the tactical foul outside the area. Not expecting it to be a red card, and Inacio walks as Bayern Munich are in real trouble here. Free kicks into the wall, and Mensah will clear. We need to get our heads here, because Monaco looking more likely to grab a second as things stand. Lima to Musiala. Can we create one final chance here? Jamal runs into trouble and couldn't pick up the loose ball, and that is going to do it, I think, here in Germany. Not the first leg result we were looking for, and Monaco looking for a second, as Johnny David finds Ortiz through the gap to Hernandez. Flag stays down, and Ronnie makes the save at the near post. But to be honest, we just need to get out of here with it just being one, as Ronnie punches again. And Rojas on the break. Oh, ref, no. I know we've played the 2 minutes, but we were on the break there with Rojas. And, well, the Bayern Munich fans not happy come the full-time whistle. Monaco come to Germany and beat us by 1-0. Inacio suspended for the second leg, with Maya still down injured as well. And not looking great for Bayern Munich heading into that game in France. We've got to get through our next game in the Bundesliga first, but I solely focused on that second leg against Monaco. Well, taking on Wolfsburg here in between those two quarter-final legs, and to be honest, it's just a matter of when, not if, for Bayern Munich. The gap's still at 10 with just 6 games to play, so only 18 points available. Yeah, as I say, it's a matter of when, not if. So we're just going to crack on with this game against Wolfsburg. Of course, knocked us out of the DFB Pokal, looking to get themselves into that Europa Conference League spot in the final 6 games of the season. And for Bayern Munich, looking to get ourselves back to winning ways after no wins in our last 3. Auf geht's, die Rotten. Yeah, squad looking pretty thin on the ground at the moment with the injuries and lots of games, fatigue kicking in. So we're pretty bare bones at the moment. And maybe one thing we should have considered in the summer transfer window with all the new signings coming in. I mean, I think we've got a pretty balanced squad, but with the ageing players, the likes of Carvajal and Dyer and even Rashford, who have started to decline quite significantly, we're not as strong as we probably were at the start of the season when the backup players do come in. So, yeah, I think next season definitely something to consider for this Bayern Munich squad is the strength in depth, because the actual first team is really, really good, and there's not really too many areas that I would look to improve. But if we want to win multiple major honours, then we are going to have to build a squad, and hopefully we can compete for the treble next year. But Uzun, with another goal, leading the backup brigade this season, opens the scoring and puts us in front. That's a clever ball onto Johnson. Lamptey with the cross. What a ball. What a ball by Tariq Lamptey. And I'm not sure who it is who heads in at the back post, but he couldn't really miss. The cross was inch perfect. Is that Tariq Lamptey or Trent Alexander-Arnold? What a cross. And the diving header at the back post. He loses Danny Carvajal, and Lopez heads past Ronnie to draw Wolfsburg level. Mensa dispossessed. Havertz through the gap. Did he time it? He did. John's in. And Ronnie does really well on the closeout. Oh, De Vrij might be in trouble for that tackle, you know. Chucked him in today because we're short. And oh my goodness, it's another red card. Stefan De Vrij dismissed. And Bayern Munich down to 10 men again. It's down the back of the Achilles. It's late from De Vrij, and it was a little bit desperate. Not happy on the sidelines, but I should be frustrated with my own performance and my players because we have not been very good once again today. Merlin forward to Marquez, and now Pedro Neto. Neto up against Fabiano Parisi, and he's beaten him, Neto. Oh, Neto goes down. Is that a penalty? It is. Fabiano Parisi had a nibble, and Pedro Neto wins a penalty for 10-man Bayern. He does, yeah, he just gets his body across, and I think it will be Marquez. Not scored for a while, Marquez, but now has the chance from the spot. Marquez into the top corner. And Bayern Munich, despite being down to 10 men, lead 2-1 against Wolfsburg. Well, I'm not quite sure how we've managed that because we have been under the cosh practically since that equalising goal from Wolfsburg. And we managed to ride a lot of it out. Oh, Havertz, that was brilliant on the chest. And Ronnie again bailing me out with a big save. Now Rojas can bring it the other way on the break. Looks for Marquez. Did he time it? He did, and that's a brilliant tackle as Marquez looked to race away. End-to-end game this. Well, I think we're somehow going to get out of here with all 3 points as Rojas looks to go all the way by himself. Still Rojas. Brilliant run, and he's dispossessed at the last second. And as Wolfsburg play their way forward, they're not going to have time to do so. And Bayern Munich hold on despite the red card, which came when we were level at 1 apiece. But Pedro Neto won the penalty, which Marquez dispatched for his first goal in a while, especially in the Bundesliga. It feels like he's not scored since way back at the start of the season. But he is the match winner as Bayern Munich get back to winning ways before that second leg against Monaco. Yeah, the gap returns to 12 in the Bundesliga, meaning that potentially one more win will be enough to see us crowned champions of the Bundesliga. But at the moment, our focus returns to the Champions League as we take on AS Monaco in the second leg. And my job could be hanging by a thread if we're not able to turn this deficit around as we travel to France. Neither of our first 2 centre-backs are available, with Inacio suspended and Maya still injured, so a little bit nervy at the back. But our forward line's so potent usually. We've got enough goals in us to turn this around and make it to the final 4. Auf geht's, die rotten. Yeah, just got to be on it tonight from the off and get at Monaco, because before the red card in the first leg we were playing well and had most of the territory and the possession in the Monaco half. So with the attacking quality we've got out there, got to not worry about the defence and just get on the front foot and look to score goals, because as it stands, with us a goal down on aggregate, we need to score at least 1 tonight to take it to extra time. And here comes Fonzie, steps away, tried to catch the keeper out on the angle, and Karnasecki did well to deny him. Promising start though from Bayern. Duzan, that's quality, and Jamal just couldn't quite keep hold of it. We've not got much experience at the back today, which is one thing that I am worried about, as Elise finds Jamal Musiala, skips away. Musiala scuffed it, and Karnasecki got down to his right to make the save. Jamal will swing the corner in, looking for Mensah, and it drops just wide of the post. Good pressure from Bayern, but again, same problem that we had in the first leg. Just cannot find a way to get the ball into the back of the net. Dusan going on and finding Alphonso Davies. There's Bakker, opens up for Sem. And he didn't quite get hold of it as Karnasecki makes a save. Game's gone a little bit flat since that opening 20-25 minutes when we were really on it. But at the moment, Monaco just sort of sitting in and doing their job. And that will do it for the first half as the ref calls time. And Monaco know they are 45 minutes away from the final four of the Champions League, and Bayern Munich have a lot of work to do. Go on, Luna. Yes, Federico, it's all you. Sem into Musiala, and Luna doesn't get many. Federico Luna, oh, how's he fluffed that? And it's loose and he can't turn it in. Oh, Federico doesn't score many goals. He gets lots of assists and he's such a handful down that side. But if I could have chosen any of my front four for that chance to fall to, Luna would have been the last man on the list. And somehow he fluffed his chance as Lima finds Jamal Musiala, big save Karnasecki, and again we can't force it in. Lise into Lima and now Dusan. Luna holds it up nicely and finds Bonzi, and that's a good strike by Alphonso Davies. That goal is coming, lads. Just keep pressing as Newman and Mensah. And is that another corner? I think it might be. Elise comes across to take. Swings the ball in, looking for Dusan. Musiala keeps it alive. And Lima to strike one. And it's wide of the post. Keep pushing, boys. Come on, do not give up on this. And now Merlin looking for the magician to conjure up some magic. And Elise! What a save! What a save, Karnasecki. And still we trail by one. Elise again. Musiala. And Elise looks to bend one. Musiala nods down. It's Elise again and bodies in the way. Dusan to strike one. And I'm just not sure if it's going to be our night. Marco Karnasecki. What a game from the Italian. Elise swings the ball in. Mensah heads on to Musiala and Karnasecki in the way again. Dusan finds Merlin. I just cannot find a way through, man. Dusan into Bakker, dispossessed, and that is it. And somehow we are knocked out in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. And Monaco grind out the 1-0 scoreline over 2 legs. No wonder the cameras pan to that man Marco Karnasecki. And I don't know what more I could have done tonight to send us to the final four, or at least give us a chance and level the tie up. Marco Karnasecki with probably the goalkeeping performance of the save. The home fans going absolutely wild, and I'm not surprised. What a performance from Monaco. Well, I've honestly no idea how we didn't find a way past Marco Karnasecki, but just one of those games, man, and there's nothing really you can do when you find a keeper in that sort of form. Who would it have been in the semis? It would have been AC Milan as they take on Monaco. Juventus taking on Arsenal in the other semi-final. My goodness, man, that is absolutely gutting. I cannot believe it. But that is where we will end today's video, guys. More bad news as well, as we see Sem Bakker go down for 4 weeks, which will practically rule him out for the remainder of the season. Everything going wrong at the same time, and our Champions League run is over. The board wanted us to win the treble this year, and whilst the Bundesliga looks wrapped up, a disappointment in the DFB Pokal, and now knocked out in the Champions League as well. a big summer ahead, and once we've wrapped up this Bundesliga title, we're going to have to think about our plans in the transfer window so that we can compete on all three fronts next season. But that'll do it for today, guys. I'll catch you in the next episode very soon, where we will close out the Bundesliga season. Take care, guys, and peace.